What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn podcast. Presented by our damn selves. 122?
Yes.
I gotta keep track. I like to see how far along this journey we've gone and shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Before we get started, gotta shout out the lovely Jazz.
Hey.
Creator of J-Sculpt, which is the first fitness belt that covers the entire midsection and provides 100% comfort during your workouts. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had a little
Oh.
setback. When you guys hear it would have happened Sunday, but we record on Sunday.
Okay.
So I'm kind of down right now
Okay.
for personal reasons. And I haven't shared, I don't share stuff prior.
Oh, yeah, this is all breaking news to me and shit. I don't know what the fuck you're about to say.
Okay, so I was going to do my grocery shopping. I just need to go and get a couple of items. So Marcus was like, I'll just stay back with the kids because, football season. He's like, I'll stay home with the kids. And then you would only need a couple of items.
NFL Sunday, baby.
Instead of packing up the kids because it just takes a long time when you have kids.
The kids pull shit off the shelves.
They do.
Shout out Ariana.
They do. And he's starting to
just
follow
active
suit.
In general and shit. She actually grabs shit like,
Mommy.
can we get this?
Yes.
Where he's just reaching for shit. It's like, it's colorful. Like, ooh, look at that. It's like he don't know what the fuck he's grabbing.
So, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to the store and then I just need to get the few items and then I'll come back and that'd be that. So while I was actually en route, I really hadn't even gotten started. I was turning to get onto Lakeshore Drive and the young lady, she was also turned onto Lakeshore Drive. And apparently when she turned, she lost control of her car.
Uh-oh.
So she spun out from the middle lane and I was in the far right lane. So she spun out in the middle lane, did a 360, got in my lane, and I was trying to brake because I was trying to avoid hitting her, but she was already too close to me. And then we head on. We had a collision. So, yeah.
How are you, kid?
I feel okay, but I'm definitely going to take tomorrow off, obviously, from work, so Monday. But I think that we probably are going to go to the doctor tomorrow just to make sure.
Yeah.
Because...
I mean, yeah, if you didn't, we could have canceled this shit.
No,
It's like,
I'm fine. Yeah.
Accident.
I mean, it was
Shit.
it was just like
I could have came up with something else and shit. An Oz monologue or something shit. It could have just been me solo.
Park went light 300 with the brakes.
Reading from The Great Gatsby and shit. Like, did you ever see with Jim Carrey? He was in Man on the Moon. He played Andy Kaufman.
I never saw that.
Yeah, it was a bit that I think Kaufman really did this in one of his shows. Like, he was on stage bombing because like people wanted him to do the fucking character from Taxi, Latka
okay.
or whatever. Yeah, hi, how are you doing? He had like the lot, and he was just doing his material and shit. And they went, we want Latka do the character, so he said, "All right, y'all ain't feeling my material." He grabs The Great Gatsby and just starts reading and shit. Like, imagine you paid your money and shit to see a comedy show, and he just reads like fucking an hour just reading The Great Gatsby. And it's funny how like it started with the full audience. And then, like, they do the cutscene, and then by the time you sit, it's like one person sitting there. Everybody just left.
I would leave too.
Because people thought it was a bit at first when you just first started really, he's reading The Great Gatsby. And they said, hey, this motherfucker's really reading this shit. It's like he read that for like an hour and just so.
That's crazy.
I could have did some dumb shit like that. I don't know.
But no, I think I am just going to go. I feel okay still, but like a lot of time the aftershock after the next day, you might feel.
You never know how.
So I think I am going to go, but Naima is okay. I am. The young lady, she seemed like she was like just panicked. Like they took her away in the ambulance and they were asking me, did I need to go? I was like, no. And they was like, if you always feel like you need to go, then you can go later to the hospital and get checked out. So yeah. And then, my mind goes to like...
I already know where you go.
I literally just paid off my car like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the timing couldn't have been worse.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Timing couldn't have been worse for this.
And I know this bigger thing, but still it's just like, what the hell?
Why couldn't the car get hit when I still owed money? It's like, that's my thing.
Hell,
it's like, so
right?
that way the insurance would pay that off and then whatever else.
But it didn't, the airbags didn't deploy. It wasn't total. It wasn't total. It's just... It looks like it's probably some mechanical things because my grill and my bumper and my radiator.
They're gonna put that thing back together.
Yeah, they're gonna have to put it. So the police came, they filed the report and everything, and shout out to Liberty Mutual. I have great insurance. So, you pay for it, but I mean, I have really good insurance. But because everybody, like my story and the girl's story matched perfectly, so the officers
whose fault? Is it her fault or your fault?
It's 100% her fault.
So why do you have to deal with your insurance?
No, because like just just to get the claim and stuff started and everything, because I do have collision, and then they're like, once they send my op, then they're going to demand that,
because I had an accident last year and I did it 100% through the other guy.
They're going to start it and everything, and so that my car can just get done, and then they're going to demand I'm going to be reimbursed. Everything is going to be reimbursed to me because we filed a police report. The police even said that it was her fault. She admitted it was her fault. Everybody is
as long as she admitted like that. The problem is like if she was denying, then you'd have to find a third party witness, like somebody.
No, everybody, like all of our stories perfectly match.
Most people are honest. So it's like there's some assholes that are out there, but like most people, like
when they did her story, when
you get those bullshit artists, then it's like I know when you get in an accident, you ain't thinking about that, but it's always best to see who's around. Okay, like. Don't go anywhere. If somebody was like walking by or driving by, like you don't go anywhere.
When we each tell our stories, it was like our stories perfectly matched and everything. And like I said, she lost control because it was raining outside. It was wet. So, well, it wasn't still wet, but it was still wet, the ground. So like when she was making that turn, I guess when she was turning around the corner, she lost control. And then her car spun and went into my lane, and that's what happened. So it was her fault. But, my insurance was like, we can get started everything. So I can at least get my car done, everything. But they was like, once the police report comes down, they look, and then they're like, they're going to get her insurance off the police report. And then they're going to send all the stuff and be like, you got to pay us back. So,
okay.
Yeah. So have good insurance. That's the lesson here. Yeah. People have good insurance.
Because the guy I dealt with, I don't know if I told the story on this podcast. I might have. I don't remember.
His insurance.
Yeah, I did because I buried him. Yeah, I definitely remember talking about him. It was fucking Travelers Insurance. I remember mentioning that.
That's why I was like, that's why I was like, you can start with mine. Like, I'm fine with starting because
100%. I remember that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get reimbursed.
I talked about it. Yeah. That idiot hit me and shit, and yeah.
Oh yeah, he was a dumbass for hitting you. Because I mean, that could have completely been avoided.
Yeah, he's just trying to like go around the fucking traffic.
Yeah, hers was like honestly, and hers was mayhem. She lost control of her car.
This guy just didn't feel like waiting in traffic, so he tried to cut the line, and
and that's what happened. He learned a $4,300 lesson.
Absolutely, that's what he said. He's like, I should have never did it. Yeah, and it was like, they were going. Yeah, him and his mom were like going out for dinner. Yeah, we're going for pizza. Yeah, like probably like Giordano's or Bear or whatever. I don't know where they go here. We're like, going out for just headed to dinner. Simple day, and then. Whole world turned upside down because you didn't feel like waiting in line.
I was just had to go get groceries, just to like get our stuff going for the week, and then I had to come back home and everything. Tow truck had to take my car to the to where they took it, and then I called my insurance, and then they're going to pick up my car in the morning since it's Sunday. Nothing's open right now, so they're going to go get my car, take it to their certified approved.
they're gonna take collision. It where because they only pay. Are they not gonna pay like the the Mexicans
or Ray and them?
That's racist. Or Ray and them, I go shorts.
They ain't gonna pay them. So I mean, they have certain certified dealers that they deal with or whatever. And I was like, because I just want to make sure. Because I saw that after all the stuff that you went through, I was like, no, I was like, I'm fine with that. I have collision, so I'm fine with starting on my end. But then. You get up with her, they know it's her fault, and then I'm going to be reimbursed. I just didn't
want to file a claim. That's why I went through this clown.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't even know what she had. Because she just seemed like she was just so frazzled and stuff, that girl. She was a young girl, but yeah.
And who knows, maybe she might not even have insurance, so it's good you got that going. If that's the case, then you might have to get a lawyer. They said
that, I know some lawyers, I'll holler. But they said that she had because the police took both of our insurance information.
I'm assuming she had it.
Yeah.
Like said, she just was shook up, so she didn't.
Yeah, and her mom was right there because her mom was like in the car right behind us when the accident happened. So
she saw the whole thing.
So she saw the whole thing, and she admitted that.
That would have been your third party, but it's not really reliable because moms are going to side with their kids.
She admitted that.
Hey, we're all honest. I mean, like, if they were on bullshit, let's say the daughter was bullshit and the mom might side with her kid.
Yeah, everybody.
Or be vague. It could have been her fault, but it could, like our mom would do some shit like that. She wouldn't, like, rat us out. She would be vague and shit with it.
Walk the line, kind
of. Maybe could have. Kind of sort of been Naima's fault, but I'm not 100%, but maybe like, yeah, see, that's unreliable there.
Yeah. And then her other sister came, and her other sister showed up, and then her other sister was like, was she speeding? Because then her other sister was like trying to throw her under the bus. I'm like, I don't think she was. I was like, we were turning. I said, so when you're turning to get on the Lakeshore Drive, I don't think that you can really speed turning to get on the Lakeshore Drive.
You'd be surprised.
But her sister was like, yeah, was she speeding? I'm like, wait a minute now, lady. But I'm okay. I'm in one piece. I'm good and everything. And I am going to go and just, check myself out just to make sure. Because aftershock is real sometimes. So, but I'm good, and I'm here to do the damn podcast. But I mean, I didn't want to.
Yeah, this shit could have been canceled. I didn't know.
I was just so down. Like after, I'm like, oh, I just like took all the. I'm like, I just had my whole day planned, but then after like the initial that warp, I'm like, okay, I look at the bigger picture. I'm like, okay, like this could have been a lot worse.
At least your kids weren't in the car with you.
And that's the first thing I said. I was like, I'm so glad, because like when I called my insurance, it was like, was there any other passengers in the car? I was like, no, and thank God, because I was like, I have 2 small children, and I'm just so glad that my kids were in the car. So I'm happy for that, because kids get really traumatized with stuff. Like, I mean, as adults, we can kind of process a little better, but kids really get traumatized with that type of thing when it happens.
I was in a car accident when I was about Ariana's age. Mom was pregnant with you.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
And I remember that shit.
Yeah, it traumatizes children.
Yeah. I still remember that.
But, I look at the bigger picture. Like, my kids were in the car, so they're okay. My car, like I said, it wasn't total. It wasn't seriously damaged. I don't think, at least, knock on wood. I'm not seriously.
There was no apparent injuries. Like I said, the girl seemed okay. You seemed okay. So
yeah. So
could have been worse.
Right. So just appreciate it and just take a look at things. Just, you can have like in your mind that I'm going to do this today, and then it's like, nope, no, you're not. You need to cool out for a minute. You need to just chill out. But I'm definitely going to take this time and just reflect and just be more, diligent about this. This did give me like a
wake up call.
A wake up call, yeah, to like just basically be like, stop fucking around. Like if you need to do something, like do it. Like don't be like, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it the day after. Like just do it, Nike. Just do it. So that's my testimony. I mean, didn't want to get too preachy over here, but I mean, after having an accident and it just kind of sucks, but I'm still here though. Okay, that was my testimony.
I don't know how to fucking follow that up. I'll let you start.
That was my start. So I mean, like,
I mean, all this other shit seems like who cares? Who cares?
Sorry to be heavy, yeah.
I just don't know where to go.
But we can lighten it up, like let's lighten up the mood.
Hey, Eddie Murphy's back on stage. We can go there.
Yeah, let's lighten the mood. Yeah, nothing makes a mood light like a comedian. Well, no, comedians.
Yeah, some comedians. Yeah,
dark.
Some I know personally. Yeah.
Dark shit. You say he's back on stage? Wow.
Yep, Eddie Murphy is taken back to the stage as I pull the story up.
Take it to the stage. What was that, House Party? Yeah, that was House Party, right?
Yeah,
Clinton,
George Clinton grabbed
to the stage. Yeah,
when him and he challenged Stab and shit.
He broke the record on his head. Yeah.
So yeah, I did it. Let's take it to the stage and shit. Yeah.
Show my age now.
And then kid punches him in the dick with this.
But that's awesome though.
But yeah, because he has a Netflix special coming up. He is going to do a deal with Netflix. So of course, yeah, you got to get out there and you got to hit the stage. Like it's like working out. That's how comedians work out. Like because the stand-up comedy is the one art craft that you cannot do without audience.
Right.
Without an audience, yeah, you need an audience to know if this shit is like something might be hilarious in your head. You got to test it in front of an audience. And a real and unbiased audience, like your family, everybody will say, yeah, that was dope. It's like, yeah, no, it's not good. Like, that's how I bombed on stage because y'all told me I was funny and shit. Yeah. Like, no, you're not funny. That audience. Shout out Damon Williams. All jokes aside. But yeah, you got to get out in front of audiences. So like most comedians do, like before Chappelle did his recent specials, yeah, he was going out on the road. Trying this out in front of like a lot of them, like Chris Rock always starts out in front of smaller crowds. Like,
right, and that's what I say that like start up
like Chris Rock might, if he's in Chicago, he might do Zanies, for example, like a small venue like that. He's not gonna do the fucking Allstate Arena and shit or whatever. Like you gotta try out these new jokes in front of small crowds,
and that's what people
see how it responds.
And artists always say that performing in front of the intimate ones are the hardest because you can see every single eyeball.
They can reach out and touch you. Yeah,
look at you. So if you're performing in front of 30, 50 people, you can see all those little eyes like staring at you. If you're like in 30,000 people, you can't see 30,000 people. It's just a big blur, the crowd. But
especially, speaking of that, I'll tell about my experience. What I did wasn't as traumatic as your shit. Yeah, so before we get into Eddie Murphy again, is so you mentioned arenas. I thought about I was at the United Center last night. Shout out, Chance the Rapper did his show, his Big Day Tour. It's his last show before he's going on hiatus because he got a new family and everything. Because like his wife already has one baby and she's having another.
Yeah, he just had a second.
Just had the second one. Yeah, so
he wants to do a paternity leave.
He wants to take some time. Well, I got young kids. Yeah, me take some time off. Yeah, instead of going on the road. Like, it's like.
It's nothing like seeing like your first child's step or hearing their first word and actually being there instead of like watching it via FaceTime or whatever. It's not the same. Yeah. It's just not.
And so, of course, like he did his last show in his hometown, Chicago, because he had a tour that he supposed to be canceled all of that. So, he's like, the tour, it will be next year. He's been postponing it to 2020, but he did say, I'm doing one last show in Chicago.
Yeah, you got it. It's home.
And so I got invited. I want to say, I'll be there.
Nice.
So why not? Yeah.
All right, special.
I'll be there, because Chance, we have a connection with at the radio station Power because we kind of the ones that put him on. So we do it. I've seen Chance rap probably like 5 times in the last 3 years. I've seen him a lot in concert. Yes, because like I'll always get like, hey, you want to go see Chance? Like, okay. And I said, I almost didn't go to that show. I said, this is the last one I'll be there. I'm glad I did go now. Because guess who we brought out on stage with him?
Who?
Kanye. Kanye made an unannounced appearance. The place went nuts. It's like you could feel the place vibrating when Kanye walked out. That's so loud. The people were cheering there. I was like, okay, because he got his new album that's about to drop to the Jesus King. So he came out, did a couple of bars with Chance, and then said, "Hey, Jesus King," and then him and Chance embraced, and then Kanye exit stage left. That's how he's in and out. Like, it was dope. Yeah.
Kanye, quit messing around. Just just come and live in Chicago in the summertime. I know like our winters are brutal here, but
you can live in Calabasas the rest of the year.
Right,
but
just come to Chicago.
Yeah. Hell, one of your kids' name is Chicago, so there it is.
And then Northwest, that's a neighbor, that's a side,
North side, West side. So you got 2 neighborhoods right there.
You can get somewhere in Lincoln Park, Gold Coast. You can hear something like that. Just don't go in Trump Tower.
Well, we seen what some of the questionable things he likes to wear. So there you go. Questionable hats he likes to wear. Let's call it what it is.
Well, I think that he should come.
But yeah, it was dope when Kanye came. I was like, okay, now I'm glad I came. So I was hot. So I almost didn't go to that show. Yeah, as soon as Kanye was first, I said, oh yeah, now I'm glad I came.
See, look at that. Yeah. You would have passed, and then you would have saw.
Everybody, like, I've been looking on Instagram and seeing everybody that was there. Like, yeah, guess who just walked on stage? Yeah, I was like, oh.
And then you would have been looking like,
I was like, I couldn't went there. Yeah,
it should have been me.
But yeah, it was
like when you missed the one Sade thing.
Yeah, I had Sade tickets a couple of years ago, and all I had to do was just post like it's something real simple. Just post an Instagram pic of the show or something like that. It's like like Sade in town this Sunday or something. Like get your tickets. Like, and they said you have a pair of tickets. Hey, I will call. I just forgot to post it. I didn't check my email. That's what it was. So yeah, And then I saw people posting from Tifa and people like that. I'm naming names. Yeah, she was there and shit. Yeah.
So the lesson
Sade
here
was dope. Yeah.
The lesson is check your emails.
And I've never seen Sade before, so I could have been at that show.
Yeah.
And like she hasn't been back since that. That was like probably 10 years up, like 8, 7, 8. It was like almost a decade ago. Like that show was a while. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So who knows if Sade is ever gonna go on tour again? I might have missed my shot to see Sade live, but hey.
Yeah, here she does a good live show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she's getting older. So yeah, when you start getting older, you don't tour as much. Yeah.
Right.
So there it is. Mm-hmm. And if she comes back, I'm probably not gonna have that hookup. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can go. Yeah, $300 for the nosebleeds. That's gonna be that kind of thing.
Concert's gonna be out of control.
Yeah. Especially the bigger the artist and the bigger the venue. Mm-hmm. It's like the biggest artist. Yeah, let's break down the whole concert thing. Like we get to that Beyonce level, that's when you do stadium shows.
Yes.
Yeah,
like a Soldier
Field. That's where Beyonce is at. That she's only doing stadium shows now.
Right.
If Beyonce did anything else, it would be like some exclusive shit. Yeah.
Right.
Just like this is for the real Beehive fans, and it probably costs like $5,000 to get in. $5,000 to get in that bar.
$1,000 for nosebleeds.
If it's like small, it's not gonna be no nosebleeds. If she does like a smaller venue, like you said, like a lounge or something.
Yeah.
She does House of Blues. Yeah, you're
paying like $10,000.
Just to get in that building. If it's one of those intimate venues like that, because sometimes artists do shit like that. Mm-hmm. Like her husband Jay does that. Yeah, we went to a couple of them. You went to one with me, the Hangar tour, which they weren't selling tickets for. That was some exclusive shit. Yeah. That's just me flexing right there. Yeah, we were at the Hangar tour. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go.
Very few people were at that show because tickets weren't for sale. You had to get chosen. It was like Willy Wonka. You had to get the golden ticket. I got it. Yeah, because they did not sell tickets to that show. Like,
and then I got in.
So everybody in there basically got in free, but everybody belonged there because they knew somebody. Yeah, like they didn't sell tickets to the Hangar.
I was like, "You want to go?" I said, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, we got Hangar tour tickets. I'm not going to tell the story how I got those. It's funny. I'll tell it in my book. Yeah.
Right.
It's funny.
Which is coming.
Yeah, the book is coming. Real shit. Yeah. Shout out Sam Silk. He just put a book out.
Nice.
So my people are putting out books. So yeah, like Sam, he just put one out. MC Marcus Chapman put his books out. A couple of his off the chain because he names a lot of people that we know in the industry. Like, if you're a Chicago radio guy that grew up in that area, check that book out. It is hilarious.
Yikes.
Everybody that I'm cool with was pretty much mentioned in that book. See, I was in college radio then, so I wasn't mentioned in that book, thankfully. Had I been the book came out like 2 years later. I mean, had I like started 2 years earlier or whatever, something like that, I probably would have been in that book. Yeah. Had Elroy hired me at GCI, which he never did, but there you go. Yeah. That's a story I'm gonna tell in the book too. I got close to getting hired by GCI. I even met with Elroy, but I never got hired. Got this close, but
just wasn't the fate. Yeah. Just wasn't your path.
And shout out Kendra G, got her book out as well too. Abstinence is cool. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this damn book because a lot of my people got books. So.
Got to.
So you gonna get the Oz book? Yeah.
So, but back to Eddie. You were saying that Eddie is doing the...
Oh, yeah, because he got a Netflix special coming out in 2020, so he's about to hit the road again. Mm-hmm. I wonder how much those fucking tickets are going to go for. I don't know what kind of shows it's going to be. I imagine it's going to be a theater, so that's what I was breaking down the levels. Stadium shows, Beyonce, then you have arena shows, which like I went to with Chance last night. That's
like United Center.
Yeah, United Center, Allstate. Staples, if you're out in LA, like the Garden, those are arena shows. Yeah, Madison Square Garden. Yeah, so that's like getting to that level is special when you hit an arena shows. Yeah, like stadium is just like that's next level.
Yeah, platinum.
Yeah, because that's 50, 60,000 people in there.
Yeah,
easily. Yeah, them big stadiums.
And then the arena is like 20, 30,000.
Like 30, like because most arenas the capacity is like 20. But you gotta remember, like all the floor seats because you go to a basketball game, all of that's empty, so all of that's gonna be filled in. So you get at least another 10,000 people there.
Yeah,
so
it's about 30.
Arena shows are about 30, and same with stadium shows too. Like I said, most of them maybe 50, 60,000. So like you get 70,000, you cover the field.
Yeah,
because to get at least 10, 15,000 on that football field. So So Beyonce is doing shows in front of like 70, 75,000 people. That's the level that those on the run shows are pretty much. Yeah. And Chance, like I said, he did his one that's like 30, something like that.
Yeah, about 30. Yeah.
And then you have I saw them theater shows. That's like Chicago Theater, Eric Crown. You get like up to 10, depends on the size of the venue. I'll say 10 or less. Like most of them are like probably under 10.
Yeah.
Like 8,000, 7,000. And that's a nice crowd.
Yeah.
Sell 10,000 tickets. Like that's not easy to do.
No, it's not.
Most comedians are on that level. They don't make it to that arena, or that Kevin Hart level. He's doing stadiums now too. Kevin Hart is the Beyonce level. Yeah, get well soon, Kevin too. Yeah, get you back on the road as well too. Yeah.
Right.
But Kevin was on that level. Yeah, that stadium shows. And for a comedian to be doing stadiums, that's pretty special. There,
that is.
Like even comedians doing arenas, you don't see that a lot. Yeah.
No.
And then most comedians, that level, like I said, is that theater
like
level. Chicago theater, which is dope. Yeah. It's like nothing wrong. It's like
it's just the iconic, because you see the Chicago written and like that's just, it's just history.
I had a bucket list moment where I got to step on this stage. We did once again with Chance the Rapper. I'm checking off a lot of boxes with Chance. It's fun because we did our Power 92 15th anniversary show. Yeah. It was Chance the Rapper and a bunch of others. Local artists on that. I got to bring Famous Dex out on stage. I don't know, you might not know who that is, but he's pretty big. Yeah, he had some hits here. Like Famous Dex was like, this is before he really popped. I didn't know him at the time, but then when he popped, I was like, I got to introduce that dude on stage. It's pretty dope. Yeah, that's what's up. And that was at Chicago Theater. So me and Ricky Rampage brought out Dex. That was pretty dope. So I was like, okay, I got to step on that stage and rock the crowd a little bit. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a bucket list item. I got to step on that stage. Yeah, Chicago. Nice.
And then after the theater, then it's what?
Theater, then you go down, I say, what? Like then you have the club scene, like comedy clubs, like that level. Like club shows. That's why I say you get your Zanies, Second City, your Factory, your Laugh Factory.
Yeah, Laugh Factory. Yeah.
Well, Factory too. Yeah.
That's why I meant the Laugh Factory. Not
Factory account too is on that same level if you're doing that type of show. Like if you're a rapper, you could do a Factory would be like on that level of like that level where you get like a few thousand in there.
Yeah.
You get a few thousand up to maybe 2,000, let's say, capacity. That's the club level.
Even still, that's a lot when you think about it.
It's a nice crowd.
2,000, that's a lot.
And then the lowest probably the lounge shows. Like now the dating game, like that level. Like the family den. You get a few.
Like 50 people.
And that's like the brand new. Like a lot of those just like open mic. Let's say if you're doing comedy, it's like you probably not gonna get paid for doing those shows. It's like or very little. Like
you might get $50 a night, maybe. But it's about levels to it. Like you have to humble yourself, and everybody starts somewhere.
Yep.
Everybody does. So you have to crawl. You got to crawl.
Pretty sure early on when Destiny's Child was on that level, like Beyonce, they weren't doing those stadium shows. They were like, Chitlin Circuit, I'm sure, like, when they were starting trying to, when Matthew was trying to get his group discovered and shit,
Because you have to work your way up. Like
talent shows, that kind of level,
or like the high school, like the community service, like that, like the community thing, community theaters or whatever, like those type of things.
A lot of free shit, like I said, you're not getting paid. You're just trying to get discovered.
Yeah.
Same with DJing, the same thing.
There's a lot of talent in there. Like I've seen like a lot of talent like come out of stuff like that. Like when you see them perform and do things like that, but. And then you might fast forward 5 years from now and then see them on TV and you're like, hey, I remember them back in when they was at this show and this and this and that.
We saw Tiffany Haddish at the Star Plaza like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So there it is. You never know. I think it was 6 years ago, And it was like, now she's like one of the biggest stars on the planet. Who knew at the time? Yeah,
you gotta work your way up on things. But people don't want to take that journey to work. It's like,
you think you're going to start out.
I'm going to get discovered and I'm going to go viral and I'm going to get discovered. Which can happen because in the social media world, like, here's the thing that is dangerous about social media sometimes is that it does give like the false promise that you're going to be an
that
overnight
this is going to happen
celebrity.
instantly.
Right. Which we have seen it happen overnight sensations, but that's the exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time,
it's a long and tedious grind.
It's a grind. Like people are now like who've been grinding for a while are using social media to like leverage them now. Like, but you may have been grinding like 5, 6, 7 years, but now you on social media and like your social media started popping. But really, you've been grinding for like 7 years, but now people are just starting to know your name.
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually more so the image, because when people see that, then they're like, "Oh, so it's okay from my nowhere." It's like, no, but they've been grinding like 7 years.
Yeah, the people that know, like the ones who've been there, like since this dude been putting in work for like the last 7, 8 years. Like shout out people know like Wildcat, for example. Like
Murph.
if Wildcat pops like in a year, like I know that dude when he was doing free shows.
Murph's been doing like not comedy 9 years. Yeah. And he's starting to get his shout. I saw his Buffalo Wild Wings commercial. Yeah. So I mean he's starting to rise and everything.
The one who's already made it to that level, I like talk about is Rel.
Yeah.
I remember Rel like begging to get on the radio to do Akon impressions. And like, yeah, let me get on. I do impressions. And then that was one of the impressions he came up with was Akon. It's like, yes.
Which was unbelievably funny to me. It was.
So it's fun to see that journey, to see somebody think that, Rel just came out just like TS motherfucking A. Like, no. It started way before that. That's just where, like, people just, the first time people noticed him, like, Rel been putting in work. It's like, before I'm TS motherfucking A. He didn't just come out of nowhere with that.
You have to take the journey. You can't skip any steps. Like you always say about baking. You said, like, success is like a recipe, like a bacon. Like, you're like baking a cake, basically.
Yeah, all of the ingredients count. Like something that might seem like a setback that could be your baking soda.
Or your salt.
It's like, it's that Salt Bay and this shit, a little sprinkle and shit, yeah. That might be Salt Bay and shit, yeah.
Right.
It might seem like, okay, like, yeah, and you taste like baking soda by itself is horrible and shit, but it's a necessary ingredient to make this thing rise. It's like,
and salt has to be put in to like help counter some of the sweetness, because if you just have all sugar.
The balance, salt balance is a.
Yeah.
And this is like I said, it's a little bit like Salt Bay, a little pinch. That's all you need, yeah.
Just don't get on your arm like him.
Well, he's,
yeah, it's hard. Yeah. But yeah, though.
But I'm curious to see what if Eddie still got it, because one thing now, like I said, that was 30 years ago last time Eddie was on stage.
Yeah.
And it's like
the 80s, yeah.
If you look at some of his old material, it's like Eddie he'll be boycotted now if Eddie were to come out now and shit. Just how it's just, we got cancel culture and all of that. Eddie would be canceled. That's why he kind of got in front of it. He mentioned is like, I said a lot of wild shit back then, but I'm growing since it's like, people are so fucking ridiculous.
First of all,
the cancel culture is like, this Netflix is supporting this man. Is like they're gonna run like a Delirious clip where he's making gay jokes.
Think about this. Like Delirious was like in the early 80s. So that was
it was like 82. I think
that was like almost 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So think about how young he was 4 years ago.
Eddie was like 22 years old.
Yeah, he was a very young man.
Yes. Now Eddie's almost 60 years old. Like,
he's a grown ass man.
A father. Father
of 10. Of 10.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna talk about his ex-wife in a minute too.
But I mean, like, he's grown a lot. He's matured. So it's like, I necessarily don't. I mean, it's some people. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? No, sometimes you can't. But
I'm sure Eddie doesn't share those views now. The stuff he was saying in
Delirious. But some people do grow.
Yeah.
And I think it is unfair, and people be like,
I mean, shit, it's good. It's a good thing we didn't have social media back when I was like in high school,
like 19,
or like even after high school. Yeah, when my teens and like 20s and shit. Yeah, I'd say wild shit against certain groups and shit. Like if we had that then, like I'd be canceled and shit.
Right, and like I don't think that's necessarily right.
You grow and shit as a person. The shit I said then, I don't think that way now.
25 years ago, you did. Like 25 years ago, I was a kid 25 years ago. Like, I literally was a kid 25 years ago. You were very young 25 years ago.
And you seeing how shit evolves just in general. Like, people's attitudes, like, toward they said gay marriage is marijuana. It's like people's attitudes in the last 10 years on both of those have changed a lot. It's was both of those are like taboo at one point. Now it's fucking mainstream and shit.
We're starting to have a conversation about reparations.
Reparations is
like 15 years ago. It was like, oh, you guys are just trying to get free stuff. But now it's like the door is like people are like, okay, well, let's start to like come to the table. Let's start to have a conversation about it. We're still quite a ways from it, obviously, but the conversation is starting to be had about reparations.
At least there's talking going on. I don't expect anything. I gotta see more, but
yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
Right. Like, let's have a discussion.
Gotta start somewhere.
You have to have a discussion first about stuff.
I don't expect to ever see a check in my lifetime, but got to start somewhere. Though.
As I said before in this podcast, if it does come out and they do start writing checks, don't like some of you people don't start trying to get DNA ancestry.
And everybody's going to get their piece and shit.
Everybody's
going to get their piece then.
I'm 189th black.
Guarantee you, because everybody, when you do you shake them family trees, it's like some blacks are gonna fall out of them. Like almost everybody. So like everybody's gonna get their cut. Yeah. So that's gonna be like the shit show that reparations becomes. It's gonna be that and shit. Yeah. Well, my great grandfather, he was a slave. Yeah.
3 times removed.
Where's my check? Yeah. And they white as that sheet of paper right there.
Like no, that doesn't count. That doesn't count at all.
But where do you cut off? That's what I said. It's about to be a shit show, but that's if it happens. But yeah, it's about to be a shit show because those stories are gonna come out, and then they're gonna sue. Like, yeah, well, I'm gonna get mine. They're gonna get their lawyer and shit. Yeah,
idiots.
That's funny, but I'm with getting back to Eddie. I wonder how much tickets are gonna be because I wouldn't mind seeing Eddie on stage. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going. If I don't have a hookup, I wouldn't mind going to see that show.
So whatchamacallit has a show coming soon, I believe. Seinfeld, his tickets are ridiculously high.
Absolutely, because Jerry, he's in his 60s now, so he's not doing many shows. So
when I saw how much his tickets were, I was like, I was like, like you charging that much, and then you're worth like $700 million. So I'm like, yeah, no.
Because Seinfeld is still heavy syndicated now, heavy syndication, and
Yeah.
Jerry gets a piece because he was executive producer and creator of the show, so he gets like a big piece of that every time that show airs. So he gets a big piece of that.
Yeah, his money.
Yes, huge piece.
He was smart enough not to say the N word, so I applaud him on that.
Exactly. So you're not canceling me and shit.
He said, "I never found the humor in it." That's my Seinfeld.
He's like, I'd never say it. It's not funny to me and shit. I don't find it funny.
I've never found the humor in that word. Mm-hmm. Good answer. I did Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Was Louis C.K. and Ricky Gervais say like, well, Chris is here. He approves. Like the black guy said we could say it. So listen, Jerry's like, I don't care if I'm not saying this shit.
Like he
I don't care if it's like 10 black guys in this room. I'm not saying this shit.
Right. It's just certain things you don't do.
You got to be smarter than that, yeah, because a lot of people get caught up in that. Like, you get the stamp of approval. And Chris Rock, one of the blackest dudes out there. Like, they don't get no blacker than Chris. Like, he's black, yeah. He's not the safe black guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's not Obama. He's at the safe black
exactly,
guy.
Yeah. Chris Rock is like, he's a real N-word. That's what, yeah. So,
yeah, I think, what was the name of his show? Bigger and Blacker,
yeah. His second special, yeah. Because like, I don't count the ones before Bring the Pain. Those are because I count the big three are the ones I Bring the Pain, Bigger and Blacker, and Never Scared.
Yeah,
that's the big three that he had specials before that. Thumbs down to those. Like Bring the Pain was the one that really like established the current the Chris Rock we know today.
He talked about Marion Barry.
Because before Bring the Pain, it was like Chris Rock was like, oh, that's the dude that ordered one rib. He was like. On that level and shit, yeah. Like the Chris Rock we know now was born at Bring the Pain. Mm-hmm. That's where like the Chris Rock the legend came right during that era. So yeah, so that's where I count the beginning of Chris Rock's comedy career.
And he said that we could say it, so I'm going to say
it. Yeah, Chris said it's cool. So like Jerry's like, nope, I'm not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
But you gotta get people together.
Mm-hmm. Shifting gears from Eddie to his ex-wife Nicole. She appeared on Wendy Williams.
How you doing?
She talked about the infamous kiss that she was seeing sharing with Layla Roshan's husband Antoine Fuqua, of Training Day fame.
Day, yeah.
Well, she spoke out. She apologized, saying that it was just we got caught up in the moment. But I shouldn't have done.
Well, first he tried to like play that. Oh, it was just like it was a frozen time thing, and then Wendy was, Wendy don't play.
Especially with what she's going through right now, the side baby and shit.
Wendy is like she's coming for you mistresses,
yes,
for you side chicks, for you Tatianas. Wendy is coming for you girls
after what she's been through, and is currently going through,
So Wendy was like, no, and then when she like did the freeze frame, she was like, oh, so this is a frozen in time, because she tried to make it be like, oh, at the angle that it happened, it wasn't like because sometimes paparazzi does, if they catch you at the wrong angle,
it could something could look like
let's say that like I have on a dress, and let's say that my dress is like blow up, and then somebody try to help me pull my dress down, but they're at the angle that you catch it looks like they're grabbing my butt. But it's like, no, I was trying to help you pull your dress so your dress wouldn't be blowing up in the wind.
Or sometimes if it's like especially in a club setting or just a big crowd in general, and it's like you're talking, so you got to get in close to like
close, right?
It looks like is he leaning to like give a kiss to him? It's like no, it's just it looks like he's about to plant a kiss on her. Like like isn't he married? It's like no, it was like loud as hell in that room, and they were just leaning in so we could talk. So.
Well, like the girl, the billionaire's wife with the whole Beyonce thing. And
Beyonce and
because she was asking like, do you want
Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, she was just asking, do you want a drink? And she was just trying to get what drink that they wanted. And then like
it looked like she was flirting with Jay-Z.
Yeah, and then people was like, and then Beyonce elbowed her. Like, no, she didn't elbow her. It's like when you like somebody's in your space, you just reposition yourself, because I know I've heard people.
I don't like people getting that close.
Like getting in personal space. It's like, okay, you don't know me like that.
Chill the fuck out.
I don't like people in my personal space either.
Especially Beyonce is like, somebody like that. You don't just walk. You just don't reach out and touch somebody on that. Like, come on, It's Beyonce. Like,
but
just
a little bit in her personal space, and that's where it was. But so then when Wendy did the freeze frame like up, and then when she showed the second kiss, because the first kiss they would stand up against the wall and then they kiss, and then the second kiss they were sitting down on the chaises on the by the pool.
Oh yeah, looking real.
And then
chummy.
they were like, she was like leaning in because you could see her butt like tooted up like that. She was like
laying that one in.
Yeah.
That's the one you lay on. Is like, okay, you about to get it. Like that's the kiss. It's like, okay, like the very next scene after that is intercourse is going on with those kind of kisses. Okay, like they're about to get it in. That's not just friendly. Like you kissing like that. Okay,
because the one on the wall, it's like okay, like that one.
Yeah, it can be chummy. It's like shit, whatever. Yeah.
But on the chairs, with like you were leaning in for that. Like he's leaning in.
He about to smash. Like that's what you think. Yeah, he kissing like that. Yeah.
And then she didn't yay or nay about it because like Wendy was
absolutely she didn't admit that. Shit.
Wendy was like, did he tell you that he was getting a divorce? And then Wendy was trying to get it, and then she completely like talked around that. Mm-hmm. And then she brought up, like, okay, Lisa Ray. It was like, you did it to her husband. And then she tried to, like, deny it on Lisa Ray. And
why did Nicole even go on Wendy Williams' show?
Yeah, it's
like,
Wendy.
You know Wendy.
You're going to get buried.
Wendy is not going to throw you softball questions.
No, she's not.
Especially now. Like, Wendy always going to ask the controversial questions. This is who she is. Especially now when it comes to cheating. Yeah. She's going to lay it in thick and say, why did she even go on that show? Mm-hmm. Should have went on Tamron Hall's show. Would have been much safer.
Go Kelly Clarkson.
Shit. Ellen and shit. Yeah, go on Ellen and shit. You know, Ellen ain't gonna throw no hard questions.
Ellen loves
and shit.
Everybody.
Yeah. Ellen's gonna be like, so tell me, what's going on in your world? Dance? Yeah, let's do a dance. Yeah. Ellen ain't gonna ask no hard, or go on Jimmy Fallon. He ain't gonna ask no hard questions.
Ellen's just gonna talk about your body looks great. Like you have 5 kids. Mm-hmm. Like girl, like what are you doing? Like I hope I look as good as you.
Or with the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Like, that's where you go on. Because Jimmy's not going to ask the hard questions.
He's going to have you do karaoke and sing.
Yes. But why'd you even go on Wendy Williams' show? That's you know who you going to talk to.
KYP, know your personnel.
That's like, shout out, it's like going on the Breakfast Club. Like, if she went on there, you're going to
get buried.
Especially from Charlamagne.
Like, you're going to get buried.
I think all of them would have questions, but Charlamagne would lay it in thick. Is like, so
he smashed. He going to have to be smashed. He's going to...
Antoine smash, yeah.
Yeah, you have to know your person.
Smash the Leo Science, huh? You smashed the homie? You smashed the homie's husband? Like, no, Charlotte's gonna go there.
But She did admit and say that.
She said she was wrong.
After she talked around it, after Wendy put her in her place.
In that ass.
After she put her in her place, then she was like, well, I wish I could take it back, but I can't. And I apologize to his family, her family, my family. I apologize to everybody that was involved.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean...
Well, K. Michelle got in on this too, because she's had her share of like
cheating
and heartbreak and all of that shit.
Well, I mean, she lost Idris Elba, so I mean, I get it, girl.
Probably never got over that.
I get it. And then he just got married. His wife is beautiful too. He just got married to a younger woman who's beautiful. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. You lost Idris. I cried too, girl.
Well, she stopped by the morning show on V103 in Atlanta. Shout out to them, and said, Nicole Murphy, you're disgusting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You sat on that couch and you laughed. It ain't no moment. It's a mess. You're wrong for that. You're the type of woman that let these men be evil.
I agree. People do lie. Men do lie. Women do lie too. Mm-hmm. Everyone lies. That's a lesson here. Everybody does lie. Mm. But it's like, both of them. Like, I mean, and I don't like how like the pitchforks all covered for her, because it's like, at the end of the day, he's married, so... He's
actually the one that did wrong. Like, right,
he's married.
But as we all know, it's always the woman's fault.
Because it's a scarlet letter. The scarlet A. You get burned with the A as a woman, but never mind.
And like,
the guy.
not only, but women aren't supposed to enjoy sex. That's just how it is. That's what only men enjoy. Say women just have sex because they want to have families. Like, that's like the bullshit. It's like, exactly. Women like to get it in. It's like, shout out Eddie Murphy said it in Raw. Like, it's not a woman in this audience that wouldn't rather be somewhere with a nice stiff one in them. Like, y'all sitting there like, yeah, that's true. It's like, look at all the women. He's like, so women like it just as much as us. He's like, don't get it twisted.
But yeah, though.
But it is like that, just like going back, let's go back 20 years again, like to the 90s again. It's just like with the whole Clinton and Monica Lewinsky nonsense. Everybody came after Lewinsky. Nobody came after Bill on that shit. He was the one that cheated, technically.
Yeah, he cheated.
Monica wasn't married. Bill
and then
was.
He used his position of power.
And she was very young, impressionable. So that shit was creepy as hell looking back, but we laughed at it.
He was like 49, she was like 21.
We liked Bill so much, so it was funny to us.
Because he was our first air quote black president, allegedly.
Let's flip that now. If it was now and Trump did that shit, we'd be all over him because we don't like him. It's like, it's the same thing. Yeah, you found out Trump messed with a 20-year-old intern and shit, you'd be mad as hell. Like, get his ass out of there. Well, he's about the impeachment might be about to start, but people would have voted with Bill. It was funny, like, Bill just got some head. Who cares? It's like that.
She got on new makeup when she went to walk out to announce the impeachment. Nancy
Pelosi.
Yeah. They said she walked there like a runway the way she straight in.
Because they got enough evidence now with the I forget his.
Ukraine.
I was like, who is it? Yeah, Ukraine. The whole Ukraine mess.
So much shit with him. Pick a number.
Russia was the original BS, but the latest Ukraine one is like, okay, now we got enough. And then, they had enough with Russia, but now.
But then the thing about it is that he just keeps on talking. It's like, who is his PR people? Like, who is your press secretary? Who's your PR?
Somebody needs to delete his Twitter.
Delete his social media. Tell him to just not talk right now. Like, I would just advise you not to talk.
Just disappear. Or just stick to policy, like presidential policy. Mm-hmm. So I'm not talking about any of that stuff here.
Yeah, because he just keeps on talking. The more he talks, it's like he's giving rope. Like, he's hanging himself. Like, he just keeps on talking, and what he's saying more is more incriminating than what they already had. You just keep on talking. It's like, you're really hanging yourself, dude. Mm-hmm. And then, like, they was like, he threw Pence under the bus. He's trying, like, be like, well, Pence. And that's, like, the thing that people do. Like, once people know that they're on a sinking ship, like, if I'm on a sinking ship, like, well, Oz did, too. Mm-hmm. Oz did, too. Like, you know, like, you.
Shout out to Tekashi 6ix9ine, who's been singing like a bird right now, speaking of that.
Tekashi.
He's like, I'm taking the whole hip hop industry down with me. He's naming names. Yeah. He's a gangbanger. He's pointing to everybody. He mentioned Jim Jones got thrown out of the bus for some reason, which I didn't even know that him and Tekashi 6ix9ine had a connection and shit. But he's like, he's been naming names like a motherfucker.
But is Tekashi 6ix9ine even really a gangster? That's like just my thing. Was he even really?
He wasn't. He was a clown, but
because he looks like a clown.
But he knows a lot. Like people did get illegal shit in front of him, so that's why he's singing like a bird. he wasn't really a gangster, but he knows like everything. So like he's flipping on them. Is okay. Like we'll reduce your sentence or even like give you immunity if you just like let's bring them motherfuckers down. So that's what's happening.
Malibu's he knows most too much and shit. Yeah. He was Malibu's most wanted.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah,
he needs to have a seat. And then he just started snitching because then they started comparing Trump to him. They was like
pretty much. He's like because it happened around the same time. Trump is like, hey, Pence did it, yeah. Which I don't like Pence either, but Pence is like, hey, keep my name out of your mouth.
Bro. I just want to see people just get real. I don't want to see them just get real gangster on this. I want to see them like, keep your motherfucking name on my mouth.
But this shit will be wild as hell. Let's say if Trump did get impeached before January, like say the thing really goes off. I don't think it's gonna go far unless the shit really hits the fan because we got to get past that Republican Senate still. Mm-hmm. Like the House already like because the House is I think do the Democrats have the House now or is it close? The Democrats might have the House.
I think the Democrats have the House.
So the House, yeah, they voted to impeach. That's where
they have the House now.
So now I got to go through the Senate. And then, like, once it goes to the Senate, then the impeachment process will start. But the Senate is still Republican dominated, so they might try to push it aside and protect their boy. But unless it really hits the fans, okay, we're not going down with him. It's like, so if it really gets bad, then the Republicans will turn. It's okay. We're not gonna let him bring us down. It's like
because he just keeps on talking. Like there's the thing is like
the more he talks, the better it is for the Republicans to vote to say, okay, let's get him out of there.
Here's the thing: it's like he was never qualified to be president, and it's not a personal. It's not me because like.
And I don't think he wanted the job. It started out as a joke, and it just like he just caught on. He was the real life Bullworth.
He was a celebrity. He was you're fired. He was the
apprentice. Shit and
he was a celebrity.
He just caught the magic of the people. Just like his people just started fucking with him
He captivated the people, and he spoke to the audience. Let's call a spade a spade. After the country was ran successfully by a black man for 8 years.
Tiki tortures couldn't have that.
A black man. Mm-hmm. And Obama was not a perfect president. I'm not going to, no president has ever been perfect. But for the most part,
all I say is 8 years, no scandals.
Overall, I feel that he was a good president. I feel he did a good job. Was he perfect? Absolutely not. But I felt that he overall did a good
he had his shortcomings, but I think for the most part, I enjoyed the Obama administration.
He was like the marriage 80-20.
Yeah.
He was an 80-20. Like, are you going to sacrifice your 80 for a 20? Mm-hmm. Now we got 20. You give up your 80 for a 20.
Exactly.
But it's like, so he spoke to those people like, yes, you aren't forgotten about because when these blacks and these Mexicans and these Muslims and all these people came in, they pushed you aside.
You poor whites, I got you.
He made them feel like
I got you.
He made them feel like they were a minority now, and like that's their biggest fear is that they're going to become a minority.
Because call it what it is. Like at the end of the day, nobody cares about poor whites. Like people care about poor every other. I was like every other one. Like poor blacks, poor said the Mexicans. Like the gays have their supporters. It's like everybody like women's rights, but like the poor white men, nobody gives a shit about. So Trump said, okay, I got y'all.
I got y'all.
And there's a lot of them in this country, so they came out and voted for it.
Right.
He's like, it's all his untapped resources right here. Like, I'm going to target them.
He found his
That's
niche,
my target audience. I'm your guy. Nobody else cares about y'all. They up here like kissing all these black folks and these Mexicans' asses. Like, I got you. That's what Trump was on. So, and then his message just resonated with them. And Trump is like kind of like one of them. Like, even though he's a billionaire, but he speaks like us. It's like, he curses. Like, he eats fried shit. He eats KFC and shit. And it's like, he's not like those other billionaires. He's one of us.
He talks about women's weights, women's looks.
Yeah, like he's
chauvinistic.
Yeah, he talks about women's asses like I do. Like, so he spoke to them like on that blue collar level. Yeah, like whatever that like that Larry the Cable Guy level, like that the Jeff Foxworthy, like that the blue collar comedy show, whatever. That's the audience that he went after and shit. Yeah. And they said, like, he's one of us. Like, he got money, but, hey, he talks just like me.
And that's the appeal with him is that he's uncouth.
He's unrefined. He's not like,
but he's typical still a billionaire at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And he was born rich. Mm-hmm. He came from a family of money. It wasn't like he is a first-generation millionaire. he came from
But he
money.
presented himself like as that blue collar, like and it resonated. Like, hey, he's
like
just
he
like
doesn't know
me.
about the struggle. He doesn't know about not like having to stretch spam throughout the week for your meal, or having to I have to decide between the light bill or the water bill this month. You know, like he didn't have to do.
I gotta put $20 on each of those
bill.
just so like, and like hopefully they like let it slide until I can get up the rest of the money.
I gotta put enough gas in my car just to get to work until I get paid.
And just for work and home every day. Like I can't detour anywhere.
Exactly.
Because if I detour, then I'm screwed. Like I have just enough gas to get to and from work.
You step behind a train, you're like, fuck!
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you see this train coming, you shut the engine. Okay, shut it off immediately because you can't even let it idle like 5 minutes and shit. Like, you don't know that struggle. I've been there and shit, that struggle.
Right. And that's a struggle that he doesn't know. But when you play into people's emotions and weaknesses, people become desperate. They do. And that's what happened. They became desperate and they voted on their fears rather than what is the right thing to do. But they voted on fear. So if he does get impeached, check on your tiki torture friends. They ain't gonna be all right.
It's gonna be another shit show.
They ain't gonna be okay. But yeah. Speaking of tiki torture, did you see that lady that got fired from her job that had a rap?
Went on an N-word rant.
At CBS, yeah, Hollywood.
Pull up her name, yeah, because I want to like naming names. Heather Lynn Patton, the racist.
Idiot. And then this chick
she took it next level because they tried to say, "Oh, she's like, no, I'm not drunk. I just, if I could get away with murdering them, I would." Yeah,
because she said I would. She said if it wasn't
illegal to kill them, I would kill them.
I would lynch N-words, and then she just kept on saying it, and she was screaming it. But then
I just don't feel like saying because I've had complaints on the podcast. We'll say
but then she flipped it.
I don't want to say it.
Then she flipped it though, and then then she said that
even though that word doesn't offend me, I say it, but I'm not gonna say it on the podcast though.
But then she said she was drunk though after
after like the shit hit the fan. Then she said she was drunk. Well, clearly in the video said you weren't when they said she's drunk.
So side effect of alcohol is racism now. That's a side effect. I didn't know that alcohol makes you racist. She really did. Jamie Foxx blame it on the alcohol. She blamed it. And then she deactivated her social media because she said people were like coming at her and she lost her job and everything. Which sucks for people because it's like, but at the end of the day, we live in a world now where it's zero tolerance for bullshit like that. So if you're dumb enough to get caught on video making these rants or whatever, these homophobic, these Islamophobic, these racist rants, and you're dumb enough to get caught.
And we all are paparazzi now.
Yeah, you get fired from your job.
It's not like back in the day, like why Rodney King was so shocking because why it was so shocking to them and shit. Like we knew what was going on in the hood, but it's like why it was so shocking to everybody else because like that's the first time you had seen it on video.
Police brutality. Yeah. How dare they? It's like, well, he's black and it's LA. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was because it was shocking to see that because you had a camera, but you actually had to go out and buy a camera. Now we're all paparazzi.
Right. Pull out people with your iPhone 11s. Pull out your iPhone 11s and film it. Yeah. But yeah, though. So she lost her livelihood and everything, and she was like a costume designer or something. I think that's what she was.
She was in
the business,
biz. Yeah.
So so you had a good job, I'm sure. Now,
yeah, I'm sure you were plugged pretty well.
No one would touch you.
Absolutely, you're finished now.
I forgot, was it Patricia Arquette? Was somebody like that who was she went in on her do not. Remove her from this, remove her from that.
Ironically, she's blacklisted now. So now you're black. Yeah, blacklisted. Yeah.
Because there's zero tolerance for that now.
Yeah, nobody wants to be associated with a racist. Like racism is not what's up now. Like anything even remotely that seems racist, like you got to distance yourself from that shit. So that's why people like Patricia Arquette is like, nope.
Yeah, because I think it was her.
Instead of saying, no, we're going to see, but we need context. Like, no, ain't no context if she's out
and
there.
Then what you were saying, that you would want to kill all
Yeah, it's not just the N-word. It's like saying that if it was legal, you would kill black people.
And then people...
That's the thing.
And then in the way she sped up in the car, people said, does she have a weapon in the car? So now they're going to investigate you for a hate crime, a possible hate crime, because saying that you want to kill N-words.
Mm-hmm.
Any threat like that, you have to take seriously in the climate that we live in now.
They said the threat was more damaging than the word, because
right.
The word, whatever, I just throw it, you fucking cracker. I just throw mine right back at you. Like, I got bars and shit too. So yeah. I throw mine right, but yeah.
Throw it back.
It was the fucking if it was legal, I would kill him. That's the one that was like, okay, whoa.
That's too much.
That's the
one.
Yeah. Cause then it's like, okay, like you actually hate black people so much, you actually want to kill them.
And then she was like, I know. And she was like, and I'm so sorry, because she was like, and black Americans helped build this country and this and that. And I apologize to the millions of black people. And then she went that route.
White tears.
Oh yeah, just a segue to white tears. Did you see Amber Geiger's white tears?
Yeah, because I did report that story. I do news on the morning show for the Breakfast Club on Power 106, and I did report on that. Yeah, so yeah, I talked about Amber Geiger's ass.
I watched her video. And the Academy Award for Best Cry goes to. She was performing, lady. Come on.
Yeah, you killed that man.
You did not know that was your house.
Yeah.
You were so out of it that you went into the wrong apartment, and then you didn't realize, and you just start shooting.
Yeah, the theory.
Because you feared for your life. But they said that he was sitting on the couch watching TV. So how do you feel for your life if he's sitting on the couch minding his business?
I told you what it was. It's like some shit happened. Like I said, maybe his music was loud, or it was something like that. Where like you came up to like confront him about, and he said, fuck out of here. Miss me with that bullshit.
Fuck out of here.
And you got in your feelings, so you shot the man. That's what happened.
Probably.
Like, y'all probably had words or something, because like it probably was something simple like that. He was playing his music, so you came, instead of like being like, I can hear it in my apartment. He probably said, turn that shit down. Like, he said, fuck you, bitch. Yeah, I'm a grown ass man. Yeah. You don't come talking to me crazy. I know somebody came in my crib, like, I would do the same thing. Fuck out of here and shit. And she pulled a gun out and shot him, probably, because that's what happened, I believe. Yeah.
It's a situation that escalated, probably. That's what happened. But, and if I could take it back, I would. And I just cry. No.
Finally want to wrap it up on another racial thing.
Yeah, sure.
Shout out Jamel Hill, who's going after one of my nemesis once again. Who said that black college athletes need to leave white colleges and play for HBCUs. What did she say wrong? I agree.
Yeah. It definitely would take money out of their pockets.
It would definitely be a big blow. Like if Zion, instead of going to Duke, he went to Howard.
What happened?
What that would do for what that would do for one of those schools and shit. Yeah. The number one overall pick. Yeah. And the number one pick, New Orleans Hornets take Zion Williamson from Hampton. Like, that would be huge and shit. It's like, hey, it needs to be more of those athletes that take that route. Of course, the Tiki Torches came after
Ben Simmons from Fisk.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. What's his name? Well, he wasn't one, but say Joel Embiid from Morehouse, like that. If like some of these athletes took that route and shit, it would be amazing and shit. Yeah.
I mean, it definitely would shake things up. It would definitely adjust the scale.
Because she's like, why keep making all this money? Like, the NCAA is $1 billion industry. Why keep making all this money for the white schools? Like, let the black schools get a piece of that. Yeah. That's what Jamel Hill is on.
Yeah.
Especially, they just using you for money. Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's all it is. Because you can't make money off of your own likeness. Which California's changing that. They just passed that law. Like, come January, then the athletes can make money off their likeness. You need to pass that nationwide and shit. Yes. Like, at least it's a start in California. So it's like, okay, because what's wrong if you want to sell T-shirts with your picture on it or your name?
I think it's nothing wrong with that.
What's wrong with you making money off of your license, off of your likeness? But before it was like, no, you can't do that. Yeah, you're a student athlete. Yeah, but meanwhile, the university can sell replica jerseys with your name on it.
Right.
Duke can sell a Zion Williamson jersey and shit.
And make millions.
But he can't sell a shirt with his name on it, though, his own name on the shit.
Go to the LeBron School of Finance, economics. LeBron James, no lie. I hope that LeBron James hears this podcast. No lie. You need to start at Econ 101.
He's getting tagged, definitely. Yeah.
Get this Econ 101 going, LeBron. You should do that.
What did Jemele Hill say was wrong? Because, like, the Tiki tortures came after her making it about race and all of that shit. Like, what did she say wrong? Like, blacks need to, like, leave those schools and go play for the black schools.
Expand your horizons.
What did she say wrong?
There's nothing wrong with opening your options.
And it's her opinion. She's
Open your options is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
And the reason why HBCUs was created because we weren't allowed to go to those schools.
Your universities.
We couldn't go to your universities.
Mm-hmm. Black people can go to Notre Dame and shit.
My school is still less than 10% black at U of I. It's still not double digits.
And I'm sure it was very racist when they opened that campus.
In 1867, yes. Exactly. Right after slavery. 1867, U of I opened.
Exactly.
Wasn't many of us walking around campus like, I.
Try zero.
Exactly. Like, remember our uncle at his school, he was the first black, like some of the first black people was at St. Adolphus. That school he went to in Minnesota, Uncle Tommy.
Okay.
Yeah, because Mom was saying that him and Arlene and them, like, they were like some of the first black kids to go there. And she said that people were like just staring at them and like it's like you're like a science experiment, like staring at you because like
he had balls for going to that school. Like,
yeah,
I think I'd have stayed in the city.
Yeah, he went to that. He was like the first black to go to that school. So Uncle Tommy wasn't on. He was that man. He was that dude.
Uncle Tommy was
he was that dude.
Fearless is the word I'm looking for.
He was.
Rest in peace, Uncle Tommy.
Rest in peace, yeah.
And then ready to wrap this up, kid.
Yes.
Let's get the hell up out of here. Shout out Jemele Hill again. Yeah. Always doing it for the culture. Hell yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Hell yeah. Throw one up, yeah. But I appreciate each and every one of you supporting Not Another Damn Podcast.
Yes.
You like what we're doing? Then support us by following our Facebook fan page, of course. Not Another Damn Podcast. And subscribe, share, rate, review. You can hit us up on Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha? And you can get us on YouTube as well. Audio only, but video coming soon, someday. And you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram and Twitter. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. Plus, check out OzRadio.net for all your current hip-hop hits. And if you like 90s and 2K classics, then check out OzRadio.net, the bomb. I'll send you the link for that personally. Those stations are a work in progress, but I promise I will get them done eventually. And before I get up out of here, got to say rest in peace to my homeboy, DJ Big Pat. Lost him early last week, man. One love went out to you. Rest in peace, Pat.
And you can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram and on Twitter. Also, STR8GULLEY1 on Twitter. STR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
Well, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And we will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.